You are about to discover a trick that turns one of the most feared foods in every diet plan into your body's greatest fat-burning weapon. Yes, the same food most people cut out completely when trying to lose weight, carbohydrates. In this video, you will learn how a specific way of eating carbs can actually help your body burn more fat than a full 48 hours of fasting. It sounds impossible, but the science behind it may completely change how you think about dieting and fat loss. Most people believe that the only way to lose fat is by starving themselves or following extreme fasting methods. 2-day fasts, juice cleanses, and zero-carb diets all promise quick results but often leave you drained, moody, and with a slower metabolism than before. The truth is, your body does not work well under stress for long. When you stop eating for extended hours, your system starts to protect itself by holding on to fat and breaking down muscle for fuel. That means even though the scale might go down, you could be losing the wrong kind of weight. Now here is where the twist comes in. Studies in modern nutrition and sports science have revealed that using carbs in a very specific way can trigger your metabolism to burn fat faster, even while you rest. This approach does not require starvation or crazy calorie cuts. It works by controlling the timing, type, and amount of carbohydrates you eat so that your body's natural energy systems stay active. Instead of storing carbs as fat, you teach your body to use them as fuel and keep the fat-burning process switched on. This technique is based on a biological process known as metabolic flexibility, your body's ability to switch between burning carbs and fats for energy. Most people lose this flexibility after years of constant snacking, poor carb choices, and late-night eating. But once you restore it, your metabolism starts working for you again, not against you. That is the real secret behind this carb trick. It is not about cutting out carbs. It is about controlling them to trigger your fat-burning hormones. In this video, you will learn how to use this carb trick safely, how to pick the right type of carbs, and when to eat them for maximum fat burn. You will understand how certain high-carb meals, when eaten at the right time, can lead to a bigger metabolic spike than fasting for 2 whole days. You will also discover the hidden reason why cutting carbs completely can actually make it harder for you to lose fat in the long run. Stay with me until the end because the last part of this video will show you a simple day plan you can follow starting today. It is practical, backed by science, and easy enough for anyone to try. No expensive supplements or complicated diets required. By the end, you will know exactly how to make carbs your ally, not your enemy, in your fat loss journey. Welcome to our channel, where we uncover the real science behind lasting health, smart nutrition, and body transformation. If you are ready to break free from old diet myths and learn how to get lean the smarter way, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Many people turn to 48-hour fasting as a quick way to shock their metabolism. They believe that by avoiding food for 2 full days, their body will have no choice but to burn stored fat for energy. It sounds logical. No food means no calories, so fat should melt away. But the body is not that simple. When food is suddenly cut off, the body does not see it as an opportunity to get lean. It sees it as a threat to survival. The first few hours may trigger a temporary fat-burning phase, but soon the body begins to slow everything down to save energy. During a long fast, hunger hormones start rising sharply. The body releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which tells your system to hold on to fat and break down muscle for fuel. The result is that you might lose weight, but not necessarily the kind of weight you want to lose. Losing muscle means your metabolism becomes even slower, which makes future fat loss harder. This is why so many people who try long fasts end up regaining the weight quickly once they start eating normally again. There is also the issue of energy and focus. When your blood sugar stays low for too long, your brain struggles to stay alert. You start feeling tired, dizzy, or irritable. Everyday tasks begin to feel harder. Workouts become a challenge. Some even experience sleep problems because of fluctuating energy levels. These side effects make fasting difficult to sustain, which leads to people quitting after a few tries and feeling frustrated. On top of that, when fasting ends, most people experience intense cravings. The body tries to recover from the period of restriction by pushing you to eat more than usual, especially high-carb, high-fat foods. This creates a rebound effect. The calories you avoided during fasting often come back double once the fast is over. That constant cycle of restriction and overeating confuses your metabolism and leads to inconsistent results. Another reason fat loss attempts fail is that many people focus only on calories and not on food quality. They cut down portions but still eat ultra-processed meals that cause insulin spikes and energy crashes. Others follow rigid meal plans that do not match their body's natural rhythm, leading to stress and burnout. Some completely eliminate carbs thinking they are the enemy, but this can backfire by slowing thyroid activity and reducing muscle glycogen, which are both essential for fat burning and energy. Then there's the psychological side. Extreme methods like fasting or crash diets can create guilt and anxiety around eating. Food becomes something to fear rather than fuel. This constant pressure can harm mental health and make consistency impossible. A healthy metabolism depends on regular nourishment, stable blood sugar, and a sense of balance. Long fasts disrupt all three. In short, the problem is not lack of discipline. It is misunderstanding how the body works. People try to force fat loss with extreme deprivation instead of guiding the metabolism to burn fat efficiently. That is why so many weight loss efforts fail. Not because people are lazy, but because their strategies are built on stress, not science. The real breakthrough in smart fat loss does not come from cutting carbs completely, but from using them at the right time and in the right form. This is what many nutrition experts now call a carb timing strategy, a method that controls how and when your body uses carbohydrates for energy. The basic idea is simple. Instead of fearing carbs, you train your body to handle them efficiently, so they become a tool for burning fat instead of storing it. It is not about eating piles of bread or sugar. It is about choosing the right kind of carbs and pairing them with moments when your body is most ready to use them for fuel. Carbohydrates play a powerful role in energy balance. When you eat them, they are broken down into glucose, which raises your blood sugar. In response, your body releases insulin, a hormone that helps move glucose into your cells. This process is essential, but when insulin stays high all the time, usually from eating refined carbs too often, your body gets stuck in storage mode. Fat burning slows down and fat storage speeds up. The key to the carb trick is controlling those insulin spikes so your body can shift back and forth between burning carbs and burning fat. The trick works by taking advantage of specific times when your muscles are more sensitive to insulin, usually after exercise, in the morning after waking, or following a period of light activity. During these windows, the carbs you eat are more likely to be used for muscle recovery and energy rather than stored as fat. This means you can eat a controlled amount of clean carbs, such as oats, sweet potatoes, or quinoa, and actually help your metabolism run faster. Research has shown that when insulin is well managed, your body maintains a steady energy flow and continues oxidizing fat for longer periods. By eating carbs strategically, you keep your thyroid active, your hormones balanced, and your metabolism strong. It also prevents the fatigue and brain fog that come from cutting carbs completely. In this way, carbs become a metabolic switch, turning on energy production when needed and allowing fat burning to continue when not. The type of carbohydrate also matters. Complex carbs that digest slowly, like whole grains and legumes, provide a stable release of glucose without sharp insulin spikes. They keep you full longer and prevent energy crashes. Simple carbs from processed foods, on the other hand, flood the bloodstream too fast and trigger storage mode. The carb trick focuses on avoiding those fast-burning sources and relying instead on slow, nutrient-dense options. Another part of this method involves pairing carbs with protein or fiber to further slow down digestion and stabilize blood sugar. This combination helps the body use carbs efficiently without interrupting fat oxidation. It also reduces cravings and overeating, which are common problems when people fear or completely remove carbs from their diets. By mastering this timing and pairing strategy, you allow your metabolism to stay flexible. Your body learns to burn both carbs and fat efficiently instead of being stuck in one mode. It is a smarter, more sustainable approach that turns nutrition into a system of balance rather than restriction. Scientific studies over the past decade have revealed that carbohydrates are far more complex than the diet world makes them seem. Research from respected institutions like the Harvard Chan School of Public Health has shown that reducing carb intake can temporarily increase the number of calories the body burns each day. This happens because when carbs are limited, the body turns to stored fat for energy, slightly boosting the metabolic rate. In one study, people who followed a lower carb diet burned a few hundred more calories per day than those on higher carb plans during the first few weeks. The body adapts to changes in energy sources, which explains why some individuals experience rapid early fat loss when they lower carbs. The Mayo Clinic has reported similar findings, noting that cutting carbs can help with early weight reduction and improve blood sugar control, especially in people with insulin resistance. However, they also emphasize that the type of carbohydrate plays a crucial role. Whole, unprocessed carbs from fruits, vegetables, and grains can actually support healthy weight management because they provide fiber and micronutrients that keep metabolism steady. In contrast, refined carbs and sugars trigger insulin spikes and make it easier to gain fat. These differences explain why two people eating the same number of carbs can have completely different results depending on the quality of those carbs. Further research from the JAMA Network compared several diet types, low carb, low fat, Mediterranean, and balanced, and found that after a year, long-term fat loss was nearly the same across all groups, as long as calorie and protein intake were equal. This means that while carb restriction may give a short-term advantage, the real secret lies in sustainability and metabolic balance. The body adapts to most diets over time, so the best results come from eating in a way that you can maintain without constant hunger or energy crashes. Lippincott journals also highlight that diets rich in complex carbohydrates can support consistent fat oxidation when combined with regular activity. When carbs are used strategically, insulin levels stay within a healthy range, and the body continues burning fat efficiently between meals. This supports the growing theory that it is not the absolute amount of carbs that matters most, but their quality, timing, and how they fit within a person's total calorie needs. Many nutrition experts now agree that metabolic flexibility, the ability to switch between burning fat and carbs, is a stronger indicator of good metabolic health than carb avoidance alone. Strategic carb intake helps maintain thyroid function, hormone balance, and energy stability, all of which are essential for long-term fat loss. Carbs are not the villain. It is the misunderstanding of how and when to use them that causes most diet failures. To understand how the carb trick actually works, it helps to break it down into clear, simple steps. The first step is choosing the right kind of carbohydrates. Not all carbs behave the same way inside the body. Complex carbs found in foods like brown rice, quinoa, lentils, oats, and vegetables are digested slowly and provide a steady flow of energy. They are also rich in fiber, which helps control blood sugar and keeps you feeling full. These carbs give your body glucose at a balanced pace, allowing insulin to rise gently and return to normal quickly, which means fat burning does not stop completely. On the other hand, high glycemic carbs such as white bread, pastries, and sugary drinks cause sharp insulin spikes that halt fat oxidation and lead to energy crashes. The first rule of this trick is simple: feed your metabolism with clean, fiber-rich carbs, not empty sugar. The second step is timing. Your body processes carbs differently depending on the time of day and your activity level. The best time to eat carbs is when your muscles are most likely to absorb them, usually right after exercise or physical activity. At that moment, your muscles are depleted of glycogen, the stored form of carbohydrate energy. When you eat carbs post-workout, they go directly into muscle recovery instead of being stored as fat. Eating carbs earlier in the day can also be beneficial because your metabolism is naturally higher and your body is more insulin sensitive. At night, when activity levels drop, the body tends to store more energy, so minimizing carbs during late hours helps keep fat burning active while you sleep. Step 3 combines nutrition with movement and balance. This trick works best when paired with a modest calorie deficit and enough protein to protect muscle mass. Protein supports repair and helps control hunger, while strength training keeps muscle tissue active, forcing your body to burn more calories even at rest. The goal is not to starve, but to create a small energy gap so the body taps into fat stores while still getting enough nutrients to stay strong. Consistency in both eating and training keeps the metabolism running efficiently without the crash that often follows extreme diets. The fourth step focuses on avoiding common mistakes. Eating too many carbs, even healthy ones, can cancel out progress. It is also important not to rely on carbs alone while ignoring overall calorie balance. Some people increase carb intake thinking it will automatically boost metabolism, but the key lies in moderation and timing. Avoiding long gaps without food, skipping protein, or relying solely on exercise to burn off excess carbs are mistakes that can slow results. This structured approach keeps your metabolism steady instead of forcing it into starvation mode, like during a 48-hour fast. By feeding your body intelligently, you preserve lean muscle, maintain energy, and keep fat-burning hormones active. It becomes easier to stay consistent because you are not battling extreme hunger or exhaustion, which means the results last much longer. Putting this carb trick into action starts with smart food choices. The best sources of carbohydrates are whole, natural foods that digest slowly and nourish your body. Whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, barley, and oats provide long-lasting energy and plenty of fiber to keep digestion smooth. Legumes such as lentils, chickpeas, and black beans are another excellent choice because they are rich in protein and help stabilize blood sugar. Root vegetables like sweet potatoes, carrots, and beets supply steady glucose without overwhelming your system. Even fruits like apples, berries, and pears can fit perfectly when timed correctly, as their natural sugars come with fiber and antioxidants that support fat metabolism. These foods give your body fuel while helping it stay in a fat-burning state. The foods to avoid in this approach are those that disrupt insulin balance and flood your bloodstream with fast sugar. Processed breads, pastries, and breakfast cereals often contain refined flour and added sugar that trigger quick spikes in blood sugar and lead to cravings later. Sugary drinks like soda, energy drinks, and flavored coffees are another trap. They pack in empty calories and push your body into storage mode. High glycemic snacks such as candy, chips, or instant noodles can quickly undo progress by promoting insulin resistance and fatigue. The key is to focus on nutrient density over convenience. If a food is highly processed, it likely works against your metabolism, not with it. A simple daily routine helps make this trick practical. Start the day with light activity or a morning workout to wake up your metabolism. After exercise, enjoy a portion of healthy carbs like oatmeal with berries or a small serving of sweet potato with eggs. This timing allows your muscles to absorb the carbs and store them as glycogen rather than fat. For lunch, keep the meal balanced with lean protein, fiber-rich carbs, and plenty of vegetables. Later in the day, choose lighter carb sources or focus more on protein and healthy fats to keep energy stable. By evening, limit carb intake so the body relies more on fat for fuel during rest. Staying hydrated throughout the day also supports metabolism and helps control appetite. Protein plays a critical role in this plan. It helps repair muscle tissue and prevents the loss of lean mass, which is essential for keeping your metabolism strong. Include sources like chicken, fish, eggs, tofu, or Greek yogurt in every meal. Combining these proteins with slow-digesting carbs keeps you full longer and prevents overeating. It is also important to recognize that this method may not be suitable for everyone. People with medical conditions such as diabetes, thyroid disorders, or low blood sugar should speak to a healthcare professional before changing their diet. Pregnant women, athletes in intense training, and anyone with a history of eating disorders should approach this with professional guidance. The carb trick works best as part of a balanced, individualized plan, not as a quick fix or one-size-fits-all solution. When comparing the carb trick to a 48-hour fast, the differences become clear in how each method affects the body and the mind. The carb trick focuses on working with the body's natural rhythms, while fasting challenges it through deprivation. One of the main advantages of the carb trick is that it keeps hunger under control. Since you are still eating balanced meals throughout the day, your blood sugar remains stable, preventing the sharp cravings and fatigue that often appear during long fasts. This stability allows people to stay consistent without feeling punished or deprived, which makes the plan easier to follow for weeks or even months. Another major strength of the carb trick is muscle preservation. During extended fasting, the body runs out of stored glucose and begins to break down muscle tissue for energy. This loss of lean mass slows metabolism and makes future fat loss harder. The carb trick, on the other hand, supplies the right amount of nutrients to protect muscle while still encouraging fat burning. By keeping protein high and carbs well-timed, your body stays in an anabolic state longer, which means more muscle retention and a faster metabolic rate. The combination of steady fuel and muscle activity creates a long-term fat-burning environment that fasting alone cannot maintain. The carb trick also provides a natural metabolic boost. Strategic carb intake helps keep thyroid hormones and leptin levels stable. Both are critical for maintaining an active metabolism. In contrast, prolonged fasting lowers these hormones as the body attempts to conserve energy, which can slow fat loss over time. People using the carb method often report having more energy for exercise and daily activities, which compounds fat-burning results because active muscles continue to use calories even after workouts end. Fasting does have a few benefits that attract people to try it. It is simple, requires no meal planning, and does not cost anything. Some individuals also find it helps them reset their eating habits or practice discipline. However, the simplicity comes with a price. Extended fasting can cause weakness, headaches, and irritability, making it difficult to sustain in a modern lifestyle where productivity and focus are essential. There is also the psychological challenge. Long periods without food often lead to overeating afterward, creating a cycle of extremes that harms metabolism and digestion. For most people, the carb trick ends up being a smarter and more flexible strategy. It offers structure without starvation, keeps energy consistent, and supports both mental and physical performance. By feeding the body strategically instead of depriving it, you maintain balance, protect muscle, and keep fat-burning mechanisms active all day long. The approach encourages long-term adherence because it feels natural and sustainable, turning healthy metabolism into a lifestyle rather than a temporary test of willpower. You now know the truth. Fat loss is not about starving your body, it is about understanding how to fuel it the right way. The carb trick is simple, practical, and proven to work when done consistently. Try it for 1 to 2 weeks and focus on how your body feels, not just what the scale says. Notice your energy, your mood, and your strength. Real results come from balance, not extremes. Consistency will always beat short bursts of restriction or fasting. When you start using carbs strategically, you will see how different your body can feel. The same foods that once slowed you down can now keep your metabolism active and your energy steady. Do not fear carbs. When used the right way, they become your most powerful fat-burning ally. Every meal becomes a chance to feed your metabolism, protect your muscle, and move closer to your goals. If this video helped you understand how to use carbs for smarter fat loss, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Your support helps our channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you science-based strategies that actually work. And if you have tried this method or plan to start, leave a comment below and tell us about your experience. We'd love hearing your progress stories. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next video. We have more powerful tips coming that will help you master your metabolism, burn fat naturally, and feel your best every single day.